How to fix Resident Evil 8 crash tool report error. Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we are tackling a severe launch issue that prevents players from entering the game, specifically the crash tool report error. During our extensive hardware and software diagnostics, the Teknobalta team isolated the root causes, preventing the engine from initializing properly. Our testing showed that this crash is primarily triggered by aggressive security software interventions, conflicting background audio services, or missing framework libraries. We have developed a comprehensive, step-by-step methodology to eliminate this crash and restore your system's stability. Follow these exact technical procedures carefully to ensure a successful repair. First, we need to address the most common culprit discovered during our system analysis, which involves the operating system's native security parameters. You will need to open your main system settings panel to begin reconfiguring these permissions. Navigate directly to the Privacy and Security section to access the core protective modules. Once inside the Privacy and Security menu, proceed to open the Windows Security Dashboard. This centralized hub controls how the operating system handles unrecognized executables. Click on the Virus and Threat Protection category to access the active scanning configurations. Teknobalta's analysis revealed that the engine executable is often falsely flagged during startup. To rectify this, you must click on the Allowed Threats option within this menu. This area logs all recently quarantined files and isolated applications. From the Allowed Threats section, navigate directly into your protection history. Here, you will find a chronological list of all actions taken by the security scanner. You need to look for a recent entry that corresponds to the exact time you attempted to launch the application. Carefully examine the recent items list and locate the high-severity block associated with the game's executable. Click on this specific entry and select the option to restore the file. This action explicitly whitelists the application, preventing future false positive detections from halting the launch sequence. After restoring the file, verify that the entry now displays a restored status in your history log. Our testing confirmed that this single action resolves the crash tool report error for a significant portion of affected systems. Restarting your system after applying this whitelist rule is highly recommended to ensure the security policies update correctly. If the security whitelist did not resolve the crash, our diagnostics point to a secondary conflict involving specific background services. We discovered that certain audio management processes actively interfere with the game's memory allocation. You must open your system's task manager to manage these underlying processes. Within the Task Manager interface, navigate straight to the Services tab located at the top. This tab displays all background operations currently running on your system, regardless of whether they have a visible window. Sort the list alphabetically to make locating the problematic service much easier. Scroll through the background services until you specifically locate the process named NahimicService. Our engineering team identified this specific audio processing service as a major collision point with the game engine. Right-click directly on NahimicService to open its context menu. From the context menu, select the option to stop the service entirely. Ensure that the status changes from running to stopped before you close the task manager. Launch the application immediately after stopping this service to test if the conflict has been successfully bypassed. If both the security configuration and the service termination fail to initialize the engine, Teknobalta's advanced testing indicates a requirement for custom framework injection. You will need to manually download a specific modification framework to bypass the engine's crashing module. Open your web browser to prepare for the required file acquisition. Navigate to the official GitHub repository for the REFramework project. You must specifically download the release version packaged as an archive named RE8. Zip from the version 1.5.9.1 build. Do not download any other version, as our team has only validated this specific build for the fix. Once the archive is successfully downloaded to your local storage, you need to extract its contents using your preferred archival software. Inside the extracted folder, you will find a critical system library named dinput8, DLL. Keep this folder open while you locate your main installation directory. Navigate to the drive and folder where your main executable file for the application is installed. Before making any modifications, Teknobalta strongly advises that you create a complete backup of this entire folder. This ensures you have a pristine restoration point if any further corruption occurs during the manual injection process. With your backup securely stored, copy the newly extracted dinput8 DLL file. Paste this specific dynamic link library file directly into the root folder where the main executable resides. The operating system will prioritize loading this modified file, bypassing the crash tool report error during the initial boot sequence. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.